Hi everyone, I'm Miss Briana from the Hopewell Branch Library, and welcome to Middle Grade Book Club. This month during our Middle Grade Book Club meeting, we will be talking about author Sadia Faruqi. Sadia Faruqi is the author of the early chapter book series Yasmin, as well as 2 chapter books for middle grade readers. This video will introduce you to her books in preparation for our live meeting on November 19th at 3:30 p.m. If you are interested in joining me for the live session, you may register at our website at www.mcl.org. So let me begin by telling you a little bit about Sadia Faruqi. She is a Pakistani-American writer, interfaith activist, and cultural sensitivity trainer. She serves as editor-in-chief of Blue Minaret, a magazine for Muslim art, poetry, and prose. She lives in Houston, Texas with her family. And some of the books that she has written include the children's early reader series, Yasmin. And this series is about Yasmin, a curious second grader who lives with her parents and grandparents in a big city. She's always on the lookout for those aha moments to help her solve life's little problems. With her big imagination and plenty of pep, Yasmin and her Pakistani-American family are ready for new adventures every day. And this series is illustrated by Hadam Ali, and the pictures inside are really fun. And at the back of each book, there are some questions that you can talk about. And you can learn words in Urdu with Yasmin. And there are fun facts. And there's always a project for you to complete. These books are available at the library, and I would certainly check them out. Sadia Faruqi is also the co-author of the middle grade novel, A Place at the Table. And this was written together with co-author Laura Chauvin. And this book is told from the perspective of 2 6th graders, Sarah and Elizabeth. In alternating chapters, we find out that Sarah and Elizabeth are very different. Sarah is at a new school that is completely unlike the small Islamic school she used to attend. And Elizabeth has a British mother who has been struggling with depression. And the girls meet in an after-school South Asian cooking class. Elizabeth is taking the class to help her mom cook. And Sarah, who hates to cook, is forced to attend because her mother is the teacher. And the girls form a shaky friendship that gradually deepens, and they make plans to create the most amazing, mouth-watering, cross-cultural dish together and win a spot on a local food show. And they make good cooking partners, but can they learn to trust each other enough to become true friends? You'll have to read the book to find out. In addition, Sadia Faruqi has also written this new book, 1,000 Questions. This book is also told in alternating chapters between 2 girls. One is Pakistani American and visiting her grandparents in Pakistan, and the other is a servant girl who works at the grandparents' house. Mimi, who's from Texas, is not thrilled to be spending her summer in Karachi, Pakistan, with grandparents she's never met. Secretly, she wishes to find her long-absent father and plans to write to him in her beautiful new journal. And the cook's daughter at Mimi's grandparents' house, Sakina, still hasn't told her parents that she'll be accepted to school only if she can improve her English test scores. But then, how could her family possibly afford to lose the money she earns working with her Abba in a rich family's kitchen? Although the girls seem totally incompatible at first, as the summer goes on, Sakina and Mimi realize that they have plenty in common, and that they each need the other to get what they most want. So now I have a special treat for you. The author, Sadia Faruqi, will read an excerpt from her book, 1,000 Questions. And after we watch her read, I will explain an imagination activity she created that we can work on before our live meeting. So stay tuned.
Hello, I'm Sadia Faruqi. I am the author of a lot of books, including this newest one, 1,000 Questions. And today I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, as well as read a short excerpt so that you can decide whether you would like to read it further. This is a book about unlikely friendships. It's about family and home, and sometimes how we find those things in very unexpected places. It's set in Pakistan, which is the country that I was born in and I grew up in. I came to the United States as an adult, so a lot of my memories and my childhood and things like that, which I went through, are in this book. So you could say that this is almost like a love letter to my first home that I wrote for all of you. This is a story of these two girls. This is Mimi. She is an American girl who has been dragged to Pakistan by her mom for summer vacations to spend some time with grandparents that she's never met before. And she is really not liking it. She doesn't find anything that she has of common or interesting to her there. And she just can't wait to go back home to the US. This is Sakina. She is a servant girl who works at her grandparents' house, and she is so sick and tired of this rich, spoiled American kid who she has to serve. But, slowly during the book, they, since they're the only two kids in this big mansion, they spend a lot of time together. They go out, they do a lot of fun touristy things around Karachi, the city that this book is set in, and they have a lot of conversations, and slowly they realize that they are becoming friends and they have a lot in common that they didn't realize before. For example, both of them have really big dreams. Mimi is dreaming of finding her father. Her father left her mom and her when she was 5 years old, and she hasn't seen him since then, and she's looking for him. And she writes letters to him in a journal that she's holding in that picture, in which she asks him 1,000 questions, which obviously nobody is able to answer for her. So she's hoping to find him. And Sakina is dreaming of leaving her job and going to school because she wants to go to school like any other kid, but her parents depend on her income to survive because they're poor and everybody works. So they kind of realize that if they work together, they might be able to help each other achieve some of their impossible dreams. And I hope that when you read this book, you see how friendships are sometimes very unlikely, but if you work together and you find something in common, you might be surprised by another person who you think that you might never be friends with, but they're pretty cool. So I'm going to read a little bit from the beginning of the book. This is from chapter 7. The book is written in alternating chapters, one from Mimi and then one from Sakina's perspective and so forth. And this is chapter 7. This is Mimi's chapter. And it's very early when she has just been in this new country for just a few days. Mimi, my fruit is better than yours. The servant girl is chopping a vegetable of some sort in the breakfast area when I go downstairs to get a drink of water. I think it's a squash, but I can't be sure. Everything is different in Pakistan. The cantaloupe I ate last night for dessert was white instead of the melon orange I'm used to. And the taste was almost tart. The peaches are smaller and the bananas look like smaller, softer, blacker versions of ours. So far, America 1, Pakistan 0. Unsurprising. The kitchen is big and airy with windows on the back wall showing glimpses of the garden. 2 stoves are lit, each with a pot of something boiling, contributing to the humid air. The servant girl, her name is on the tip of my tongue, has a long braid tied with a yellow ribbon at the end. She's wearing a faded pink shalwar kameez with sleeves rolled up in a way that make it obvious her clothes originally belonged to someone else. She's tied her dupatta around her waist like she's about to wrestle. Good morning, I offer in English, but before I remember that she speaks Urdu. Ugh. Assalamu alaikum, she says at the same time. I want to shout jinxed, but I doubt she'll understand. She couldn't catch most of what I was saying the first morning we got here. I walk to the fridge and open it. I hardly ate any lunch. Even the chicken nuggets were spicy. It's only our fourth day in Pakistan, and I'm sweating tiny streams from my forehead. Mom says I'll get used to the heat in no time if only I leave my air conditioned bedroom. No, thank you. I'd rather get used to the little boxy air conditioner under my window that blasts icy air onto my face when I stand in front of it. Right next door to my bedroom is Mom's, the one she used to sleep in when she was my age. She's shown me every corner of that room with excitement. The wall where she pinned posters of a boy band called Janoon, the closet drawer where she stashed all her cassettes of Indian movie songs, the balcony she used to sit on reading romance novels in the afternoon while her parents slept. You to the last one. I can't get over how rich she used to be. Not anymore, though. In Houston, with me, she's just average, getting by. Starving artist, she sometimes says jokingly. What a change that must be. Does she secretly hate her life? Does she wish she was a rich Pakistani again? Is that why we're really here? I peer into the fridge as if it holds the answers to all my questions. Do you need something? The servant girl asked from behind me. Sakina, that's her name. Coke? I turn around and mutter, trying to keep my words to a minimum to avoid making a mistake in Urdu. Then I smile, hoping she'll help me. Sakina sighs noisily and stands up, raking her chair on the tiled floor. She walks to the open fridge and points. In the last shelf, she tells me very slowly, as if I'm some stupid kid who can't see properly. I look at where she's pointing. Oh, the Coke cans are right there in the front. I take one and go back to the kitchen table. Can I sit here? I ask hesitantly. I'm pretty sure I said that correctly, no grammatical mistakes or anything. She frowns. Why are you asking me? I'm just a servant. This whole house belongs to your nanny, so you can sit wherever you like. I understood that loud and clear. Wow, she's mad about something. I almost run back out of the kitchen, but I need some privacy, and this is the only place nobody will look for me. A few hours ago, Mom even barged into the bathroom while I was doing my business, demanding to know if I had diarrhea. I screamed. Listen, I try to smile. Where I come from, we don't have servants, or at least my family doesn't. My friend Zoe has a cleaning lady that comes in once a week, but that's not me. I'm so proud of having said that all in Urdu. I smile at her, but all I get in return is a stare. She doesn't care. I sit on the chair farthest from her and take out my journal from under my arm. I ignore Sakina and begin to write. So that's a little excerpt from chapter 7. I hope that that was enough to get you interested and to read more about this book. It's like I said, a lot of my own experiences as a child, but also how Pakistan is right now. And I think that you will have fun reading it and learning more about how people are in other countries, but also realizing that people all over the world are pretty much the same in terms of what they want to do in life and what's fun for them and what's not. So that's all for today. Happy reading and have fun.
I hope you enjoyed listening to Sadia Faruqi read from her new book, 1,000 Questions. I'd really like to say thank you to Sadia Faruqi for sending us that special video. And I'd highly recommend both books, 1,000 Questions and A Place at the Table. I thought both books were fantastic. And these books are available at the library, and I hope you'll be able to read one before we meet for our live discussion on November 19th. And even if you don't have time to read these books, I thought it would be fun to prepare an activity that was suggested by the author. In this activity, I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and I'd like you to create a response to these questions. In the response, you could do anything that you want. You could write a story, you could draw a picture, you could create a collage, you could write a poem. It's up to you what you'd like to do to respond to the questions. So let's try the activity. These are the questions that I propose to you. If you could travel to any country of the world, where would you go? What would the weather be like, and what would you see there? What language would people be speaking, and how would you communicate with them? What foods would you eat, and what would you do there for fun? So from these questions, you can create a response. And remember, do whatever you'd like to do. If you'd like to write a poem or write a story, that's great. You could also draw a picture or create a piece of artwork. And I cannot wait to see what you come up with, and I cannot wait to meet with you in our live meeting on November 19th at 3:30 p.m. You can register for this program on our website at www.mcl.org. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.